this year I will not be buying no set of gifts or anything like that because I, as you know, I said we will be moving in some months' time. I wouldn't say exactly when, but I would say in some months' time. And yeah, so while living here, I have been having a hard time. Um, I won't really go into full details, but other than having a hard time living in this house, I also had to deal with like the neighbors within their children and whatever, whatever. I mean, I don't want to judge on what people are doing, but I just don't like to hear children crying and bawling down the place, and like if they are about to die. I just don't like to hear it. Like it's just a horrible song. It just gives me the shivers. I don't know how to explain it. It just makes me feel horrible. I mean, I know they are the ones that are going through it, but it just makes me. It messes with my nerves, I should say. Oh my gosh. Anyway, obviously parents are supposed to discipline their children, and I guess that's how they choose to discipline their children, so I can't really say anything about it. And plus I'm living in a foreign land, so I wouldn't know like the rules and whatever they have over here, so pertaining to those things, I guess from the way I'm seeing it is it's like everyone gets to discipline their children or raise their children however they see fit. So, and I guess the law steps in um, only with certain things. Obviously, you can't be doing certain things like come on, that's just common sense. Like, oh my. Anyway, guys, I just don't like to hear horrible crying songs and falling down songs and all of these things. Yeah. Other than that, everyone is nice around here. Yeah, other than that, everyone is nice and yeah, I don't know. Um, this Christmas season, I from last year, I already knew that I will not be celebrating this year. I don't know how I knew, but I just had it in my gut feeling. Near to my gut feeling that I will not be celebrating this year. So the most I'm going to do this year is probably like cook. I will be cooking like a smaller version of a Trinidadian Christmas lunch. Um, obvious, obviously, I did not get certain things to be able to make certain things that I want, but I did get a good bit of things so that I can make close to a traditional Christmas lunch, and that's actually great. I actually will not be baking this year because I don't know. Baking this year is like terrible. I don't know how to explain it. All I know is that I really don't want to bake by myself this year, and I don't want to eat those things and celebrate by myself this year. So, as you know, we have been trying to see about moving on with our lives. As in, when I say moving on with our lives, I mean like moving on from renting because if you look at it, renting actually takes up a lot of money, and if you look at it, you have to pay rent, plus you have to pay light bill, you have to pay water bill, you have to pay internet if you have internet. And with what I'm doing, I need internet, and my husband also need internet with some work that he does be doing sometimes as well. And yeah, so we also have to pay internet as well. Um, and to get internet, proper internet, you can't be paying a little bit of money either. Internet costs money over here, like serious thing. I actually don't know how much it would cost us where we are moving to, but Hopefully it's less than how much you would pay in town. Um, we actually did bought our, like way earlier when we first started renting, we did bought our own, what do you call it? Internet box? I would call it an internet box. We bought our own internet box so we wouldn't have to worry about that later down the line. Because in Guyana you can buy the internet box or you can rent it from the company. So we just bought it and get that over with, out of the way and everything. Um, what else? So I think after this video I will show you guys a video where I I actually didn't start packing. No, I actually started packing like way earlier this year, way earlier. Let me try to remember when I started packing. Um, I think I started packing like, excuse me, I started packing. I think I started packing like around around June. No, I think that was around April or February. I think I started packing February this year. That's how long I started. Like seriously. Because I already knew that this year would run really fast, and when the time was up, packing is a headache. And if you don't know about packing is a headache. I literally used to get sick when I have to pack up things quick and go. I don't know. It just used to give me a headache. I just used to feel frustrated and tired and every single thing. So then, oh my gosh. Anyway, I'll show you guys some videos that I did with packing. I don't know if I did one or two, but I think it was so early in the year that I just taped it and I didn't want to post it up because it was so far. Like I didn't think I should post it so early. I thought I should post it like closest to the time. I mean, it's not all that close, but it's a couple months away, so it's still close, so that's good. I'm actually happy to be I'm actually so happy to be moving. Um, I don't know if I will do a video on things that happened here, but just so you know, um, just so you know, I didn't make it. I didn't allow it to mess me up so far that I am totally messed up. But I mean, it's not extremely bad, but it could have been extremely bad if I wasn't as strong as how I am. And plus, if I didn't have like my family behind me and my husband behind me and all of these things, I don't think I would have gotten through it. So I am actually happy that I am going moving forward in life finally. Um, so another update I want to give you guys is on the, my papers and things that I have to see about. So I don't know what it is, but whenever I go to see about my papers, I would see about it and then I would carry it in. And then sometimes they would say that I have to do it over. Sometimes they would say that twice or three times. Then I would come back home, see about it again and go back and carry it in. Then sometimes they would say they would just give me the first part because you have to go. Then they would take the paper, check it out. Then you would get a pay slip, you would pay that, and then you would get a paper after stating that you have to come back every so often to check if it's finished. But now they actually set it up online where you can go online and see about it for yourself. What else? Yeah, so it's been an actual struggle for me pertaining to that, but hopefully I can get through soon because I am working on it every single time and hopefully I can get through with it soon. I am working on getting like different documents, because as you know, I am married over here, and I am married to my husband who is Guyanese, and he even and I will tell you, even he have been getting problems, help trying to get my papers in order and everything as well. But hopefully something will happen and everything will go well later. So that's an update on the papers. What else? I'm trying to remember everything that is going on right now. I have it's just that I have so much things going on that I'm so tired. I don't know. I don't know if it is my brain is drained or if my body is drained. I mean, I don't really feel physically tired, but sometimes I do feel like emotionally tired. I don't know how to explain it. Emotionally tired, emotionally drained, pertaining to all of these things. But I don't know. And okay, moving on to the next thing is that when you're in when you're in Guyana, I think since it is such a huge country, I think they should like set up a I don't know who would want to start this business, but I think they should start a moving business. Yes, it have a moving business around this area, like the whole north side of Guyana, but it don't have a moving business where you can move from the whole of the north side of Guyana to move to the south side of Guyana. I guess a lot of people, um, it did have a moving business. I got information from someone that it did have a moving business that started up, and they were, I think it was a Brazilian company or a Brazilian family or something like that started it, and they wanted 100,000 to move from Latham to Georgetown or Georgetown to Latham. Yes, they wanted 100,000. And the only problem with that is they wanted 100,000 no matter how much things you have. So I guess that was the problem for most of the people that wanted to move with them. But because I heard recently they actually shut down, so I guess that's the reason. I would say that whoever wants to open a business, they should look for businesses that don't exist and businesses that the people really need in this country of Guyana. So I think I don't know who would want to open this business, but it's a really nice business to open. But the only problem with opening this business is that I think you should open the business and you should have like different prices pertaining to different amount of items. So if let's say it's filling half of the truck, let's say they bring the truck and you fit like half of the truck, they can even like set up something where they have another family who is moving or whoever, and they can pack up the rest of the just like part it off and pack up the rest of the truck and let it go. That way they have two sets of clients. They drop off one and they drop off the next one, and and then that way they will pay less money. That way people would get reasonable prices, reasonable time frame of moving from this place to the next, and reasonable everything. So I think whoever wants to open this business should do all of this and open this business quick. And you should be putting like different prices for different areas. Like say, although you're moving from Joshua to Latham, there there's also different areas in Latham as well. So I think people really need to think about all of these different things. And plus, even when you're coming from town, there are different areas in town as well. I guess they can like calculate the distance and determine the different prices for these different distance, because not everybody might come from um Georgetown. Some people might come from Burbies, some people might come from Linden, some people like that. So I think they have to change up like the prices for these things. I guess they can check the distance from where they came from to where they're going, and put a price according to those distances. And I'm not talking about just make up a price on the spot. I'm talking about actually do proper business and open and do like fixed prices on different distances. That way, people don't feel like you're robbing them. People don't feel like, what? Why them charging that amount? And I hear my friend get this price and all kind of thing. You know, all these different things that go through people's mind, customers' mind as well. I actually think that yes, it have whatever going on in Guyana, but I think because the world perceive that Guyana is growing, a lot of persons are deciding to move to Guyana to start to live here and all of these things. And as I said earlier, since they started to put the information or the links or whatever you call it, the programs online where you can type up all of your information to be able to get visas to come to Guyana, like whatever country you are from, or you get extensions, or you're probably in the country for the amount of time and you get citizenship. Or I actually saw that they started this I don't know if it's new or what, but I recently saw it. It's a residence permit. I don't know much about it, but I started to see it come up a lot online, and I can't remember all the information on it. I think, excuse me, I read up on it and I can't remember exactly what it said. But it's a really great thing to do for them to start up this residence permit, because it would be a lot more easier for like foreigners or whoever might want to come here. And even not only just foreigners want to come, it have like children born of Guyanese that are, but the children might end up being like uh let's say two Guyanese go to Trinidad and they made a child. That child will be a Trinidadian because it was born in Trinidad. So, and I did hear that part of a lot of times when you are or an offspring of Guyanese parents, you can actually come back and do all those paperwork and become and get your ID card and all of these things as well. So that's actually great. The only thing that people are having trouble with is getting citizenship, or I don't know what else you can get, but the only problem people are having trouble with is getting citizenship. Citizenship is very hard to get over here if you don't know anybody, if you don't know the process, if you don't know the information, because a lot of people would ask these questions, and a lot of times you don't get answers for these questions. So when the end of the day come, you don't know exactly what you're supposed to do, or you don't know the process or anything you're supposed to do. And with this online thing growing over here, I like it so much because I can finally see like every single thing you have to have when you're getting all of these things done. So that is actually way better than having to go in and then nobody knows exactly what you're supposed to do and you're just lost. Yeah. So now if you go up online, you can get all of the information that you need to sign up for these things, or what or you can know what documents you need and everything. So some of these things you do need work permits. So it would be good to like check up on everything before you get started with the process, because some of the things you would need to get a job, and to be able to get a job you have to get a work permit. I'm talking legally. I'm talking about legally going by the books of the laws of Guyana. You have to get a job. I mean, you have to get work permit. You have to get a job. Then you can sign up for certain things and get certain things done. Anyways, yeah. So another thing I saw. What else? Well, as you already know from the news, it had this war thing going around that Venezuela and Guyana is going to going to war. Some people didn't believe it, some people believed it, some people was getting frightened about it, over it, some people wasn't. I think the people that were living closer to the border were getting closer to that area was getting more frightened than the others, because the others were far away and they were much more closer to the action of what exactly was going on. Yeah, so as you know, yesterday I was watching the news. Was it yesterday or the day before? One of those days I was watching the news live and they were showing like the peace talk with Guyana and Venezuela, and they talk and talk, and then they did a press conference as to what was going on. They decided to keep peace between Venezuela and Guyana, and yeah, so hopefully everything turns out well, and yeah, I think this was just the first step towards peace. So let's see what will happen, or let's see what will be going on after this. Yeah. I actually, I will tell you, when I first saw it, when I first saw, like, when it first started go on, like when this Venezuela started to talk about how, the Ezekiel boy is this and this and that, when it first started begin, before they even start to talk about war, I was, I was more afraid that time, because I knew eventually they would try to start to talk about war, and they would want to go to war or whatever. But when I start to check it out, and I see that nothing was really happening, that and all of these things, I just started to believe that um there wasn't going to be any war. Like seriously. And then I started to feel it for the people that was living close to the border. And on top of these people being frightened, on top of this, and on top of the war talk and all of these things, there were horrible killings by Venezuelans onto Guyanese. And this, and the story with the guy who, if you don't like to hear about um traumatizing things, don't listen to this part. Give me 5 minutes. So, as you know, I don't know if you know, but you should know that there was this guy. He picked up a Venezuelan from somewhere in town or somewhere. No, I think it happened in Burmese. I can't remember exactly, but somewhere around here, right? And then the Guyanese man, taxi man, picked up the guy, Venezuelans. And then they said they was going one place, and then they changed their mind and they said they were going to another place. And when they reached to this place now, no, when, on their way to this place, I think this place was like more of a, it had less people and whatever, right? So the man was carrying these Venezuelans. Then all of a sudden, this Venezuelan started threatening the man and whatever. And then they brought him out of his car and took everything that costs money or whatever. So they took his money, they took whatever else. And then on top of that, they had the audacity to literally take out a knife and slice him on his neck. So they literally tried to take off his head. And after that, they tried to, after that, from the story that I remember him saying, he said that they were doing this and all he could have seen was his children's faces, his family faces in front of him. So then, when he realized what was happening, he just literally closed his eyes and he just went down like if, plain like if he dead already, because a lot of blood was coming out already and all of this. So they actually stopped and thought he was actually dead. So they took his body and threw him in a ditch. They left his car out where it was in the road and they ran away. And then when he realized they were gone, he got up and used his strength got out into his car. He started driving like a crazy person, and somebody that he knew or saw or whatever saw him, and they took him to a close by health center or police station or something like that. I can't remember the whole story because I read it a while ago, so I can't remember the full story. But something like that the story is and went, and it actually turned out that he did survive this, and yeah, he was a very strong man. I mean, he is a very strong man because he's still alive. And I don't know if they caught the Venezuelans who did it, but my moral of this story is whenever you're in fighting, whenever you're in fighting, people, no, let me say it like this. Whenever you're in fighting, um, people from other countries into your country, that is why they go through all of these proper screening. That's why they go through the airports. That's why they're supposed to come into your country legally. Because you don't know who is who. If you're just letting, like, you see how the same thing the Venezuelans are doing here, just coming into the country without legally, without showing any IDs or anything. The same thing they used to try in Trinidad. And then the government would started to put out their coast guards all over the place, and the and they started to hold all of them. And it even had times when they turned them around and sent them straight back to Venezuela. And people will always watch these things as something that is bad. But look at what happened to the man. And that was a gruesome act of violence. So you have to think about it the both ways. Yes, they are struggling. Yes, people will be struggling in their country. But some of these, when the good ones come to your country, the bad ones also see a way to get into the country as well. And they end up doing these things. So, that's why you're supposed to check to see who people are, and you're supposed to hold them up. Next thing you know, you trying to be a good person in your country, and they're like, and you're like, yes, come. All you having trouble in all the country. All you come. Everybody come. And then all of a sudden, sorry guys, I have to call. Um, and then all of a sudden, they started to do all these bad things. So, and then, no, let me do it. And then all of a sudden, the bad one out of the bunch started to do these bad things. So, no hear that in your country. Oh my gosh. I don't think I could do illegal stuff because that's just horrible. And if I just do one thing bad, I would literally start to feel it like, oh gosh, it would literally start to bother man. Oh my gosh, I don't think I could do that. Anyway, guys, that's what else. I think I talked about everything that is happening. So since I've got the call, I got it in early December. I got the call. Actually, I got the sore throat first. And it was really bad, and I started coughing like crazy. Then the next day, I started to get headache and sore throat, I cold and everything in one. That day I was sick. And then, in that night, I remembered that when you have a lot of cold built up inside you, you end up getting really bad headaches and stuff like that. So I decided to try and get rid of a lot of cold from inside my system, and it actually turned out way better because I wasn't sick after that day again. I mean, I just had like cough, slight sore throat sometimes, and then I had the cold. So I tried to get rid of the cold as much as I could, and yeah. So up to now I still have it, but I wonder if I have it here. I will actually normally get this inhaler so that I wouldn't have the cold for too long, and or it wouldn't come on me. But every time I go to the grocery store, I forget to buy it. I mean, I bought something for my husband, but I didn't buy any for me, so I forgot it straight. So yeah, and since I have the cold, I am trying not to drink too much milk because I know that when you have the cold, you're not supposed to drink too much milk. So I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. Um, what else? Yeah, so we'll be moving in a couple of months, and I'm extremely excited, ecstatic. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. And you don't know when you move, we already have everything in place already. So when we move, we'll be able to set up to get our house. Obviously, we don't have a house yet, and we haven't built anything yet, or whatever. But when we go down there, I will be able to, even if he isn't there at the same time or whenever, I can literally set up everything so that we can get our land in order, and we will be able to get our house built. As you know, my husband is everything. I can't remember what you call the person who does everything. He's a he's a mason, he's a carpenter, he's a welder, he tiles, um carpenter is woodwork people. What do you call the other set of woodwork people that does other set of wood? I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway, he does everything, guys. I wonder if he does roof. I think he could do roof because when we were in Trinidad, when we was in Trinidad and we was adding roof to our place, he was actually helping my brother. So hopefully he remembers how to do that. And yeah, if not, my brothers will be able to help him as well. And yeah, the reason why I'm excited as well is because if it is we was to build up this quick, we'll be able to start businesses and all of these things. People actually think you need a lot of money to start business, but you don't. You just need to have land, and you just need to have like whatever um products you whatever products you're using to start your business. And also you have to like go and register a name or register your business with a name and everything like that. So because when you start up your business, you don't want any legal officials coming and saying, "Oh, where's your papers? Did you sign up your business? Why did you sign it up?" And ding, and then they will close it, and then you would get a bad name for yourself already. So it wouldn't be good to start up a business without signing up your information and yeah. So you do all that, set up business, start bringing money, and then you can help people. It's like if the most exciting part for me is helping people. I don't know. I don't know. It's just fun to help people. I like to help people, but I don't like when people are always disrespectful and 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 then some people just want to just like bad talk you in front of your face and or excuse me, bad talk you in front of your face and and then they expect you to be nice to them and give them things and stuff. Yeah, I don't like those type of people, and I don't like them around me either. And I don't like to associate myself with them at all. I'm a type of person like when you do something wrong to me or when you do something bad to me for only for one time and I didn't do anything to you, I would actually cut you off right there and then. I would actually delete your number, block. Actually, I would block your number, then delete it. Because if you block it first and then delete, then they can't even look to call you. Yeah. Block the number, then delete the number. And then I just don't have anything to say to them after. Even when I was younger, like when I was younger, I was supposed to do a video with my school days. I will do it, but not right now. So when I was younger, but I will tell you this part. When I was younger, there are certain teachers I did not like at all. Like they used to take advantage of me, and they used to, when people would do something bad or do something for spite, and they would play like if nothing happened. That's how some of my teachers would. So actually, I'm talking about primary school. I'm not talking about secondary. I actually like my teachers in secondary school. Um, yeah. So those were how my teachers will. And there's one time, the first primary school I went to was enterprise government, right? So I went to that primary school. When I went to the primary school now, it had a sports day, and then I actually liked sports. No, actually, it was a day where you would go and try out for different sports, and then they would take you and join you in that group, right? So that day, I was actually excited for this day. And then I went to this day. I actually remember the teacher name. I went to this day, right? And everybody came out. All of us came out. And you would, when the sun is in your eye, you would stand up and you would squint your eyes. So because the bright sun is in your eyes. So that I was just standing up with my eyes like that because they didn't tell us to do anything yet. So that's how I was standing up. And then this teacher, I would say, I would still say miss because I would try to be respectful at all times to all the folks. This Miss Mendoza was like, "Oh, why you standing up there? You look like you don't want to be there. You look like you don't even want to be here. Go back in the school." And that just crushed me. Like, what? I didn't even get to try out for one thing. And she was like, "Go back in the school." And just like that, she said, she was vexed, vexed, and go back in the school. So me and even brother with she, I just walked back in the school. I can't remember what we was doing in the school. Me and some other children was there and you're just lying, talking, whatever, enjoying life. But that day I remembered it good. And that teacher literally pissed me off. Like serious. And then and then I don't know if this happens in every single Caribbean island, but in Trinidad, obviously like when SEA. So before I get to SEA. So when I reached standard 4 in that school, we transferred out. Me and my brothers transferred out and went to a different school, a more higher up school, way more better school. This other school, you have to actually know somebody to get into the school. And my father was friends with the principal and some of the teachers. So I actually me and my brothers went to the school and also my sister. So when you went to the school now, and SEA time comes. SEA is a national exams to go from primary school into high school or into secondary school. High school and secondary school, same thing. Right? Excuse me. So we went to the school and around SEA time, I see these set of teachers, the same set of teachers that were in this other school that I transferred from. So I went about my business. I was never good with this teacher. I never really used to talk to her or anything. This teacher was actually my brother's teacher. One of my brother teacher. Yeah. So I never used to talk to her, relate to her, nothing. So we was in this next school. I minded my own business, going about my own business. And she was like, and I just passing them straight, because I don't want to have to do nothing. I don't want nothing to do with her. I don't want to talk to her or anything. I mean, I wasn't disrespectful or anything. I just didn't talk to her or acknowledge that she was there because it was recess. It was either recess time or lunchtime. I don't have time to stop and talk to you. If it was a teacher that I liked, I would stop and talk to them, but not her. Anyway, so I passed on minding my own business. All of a sudden, this teacher was like, "Hey, you pass me straight." And I can't remember exactly what she said after. something about you can say hi or whatever. So I just say hi and I just stand up there, say hi, and walk off because I have nothing else to say. Um, yeah, that's about it. These teachers actually believe that they can just, no, some teachers, I wouldn't say all, because I actually had teachers that I loved, like seriously, that I really loved. But I'll talk about all of the teachers and all of the schools that I went, and all of the dramas and all of the things that I went through in my life, in my early life, in the next video. Yeah, I'll tell you guys about that. Anyway, and actually I have to write it down because I don't want to miss out anything. Write it in order. Well, not everything, but in points. Um, yeah, that's life. Things happens, things don't happen, but that's life. I'm just happy that I am alive and well. I'm happy that nothing bad is happening. I'm happy that everyone is doing great. I do pray that everyone get through whatever they are getting through. And I do pray that God will help me to help. God will know who needs help, and I pray that God will lead me to these people that I'm supposed to help and that my husband is supposed to help. I'm actually really ready to help people. I really want to move and I'm excited to move. I already said that many times. Yep. Anyway guys, I think I'm going to end this video here. I just wanted to talk and get my mind off some things. Um I feel like this is the best way to get my mind. This is the best way that I use to get my mind off of things. I actually love to do it on live as well. I think I'm going to try to do some live on Facebook as well. And I can probably do some live on YouTube. Like just put it on and just do a live. Yeah. Guys, I'm feeling so hot right now. The fan is on the lowest one right now and I'm still feeling hot. Like when I stay at one place I feel hot. And then when I move about, I feel cool and nice. I hope I'm not getting diabetes because I heard that when you're getting these like dark bags here on your neck and stuff, you could get diabetes. But I'm not sure. But I am drinking a lot of water. I actually find that I would just eat like 3 biscuits and find like it's way too sweet. And I actually bought some drops, coconut drops, and I think that is way too sweet as well. So, yeah. Anyway guys, yeah, I think that's it for this video. Yep. Thank you guys so much for watching. I enjoyed talking to you and I hope to see you in the next video. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye. Peace.